Hey guys, this is Em and we're talking kids ministries, but this is lesson ideas. Now you may have seen this kind of idea. I know I've talked about it before, but I'm about to run an experiment because I want to teach something a little different. So obviously this is normally used for salvation. Color is the sin. Obviously you don't have this covered. This is obviously a test, so bleach is normally covered in like a cross or something, maybe saying Jesus, and this is us. So I'm going to fill this partially with a little bit of water. I might put about half full in. So I'm going to do it over here so I don't drip anything. All right, so that's us, but what happens is we sin. Now I'm sure you've seen this part before. We sin and just a little drop. Oh, that was 2 drops. I only did 2 wrong things, right? Let's say hypothetically you only did 2 wrong things. That clear water has then changed to blue. Now it's not clear, it's not perfect. We know that story, right? Then you ask Jesus into your heart and you become clean. So let me pour some of this over the sink. But I'm going to try this a little different because there is another reason that I am doing this. So one of the things about explaining salvation to kids is it can be very difficult. It's already changed color drastically. Is one of the things about teaching kids, or one of the things I find kids don't understand, is once you've asked Jesus into your heart, he changes you from the inside out. And you don't have to keep asking him. And so obviously, a lot of kids, when they're asked about salvation, they can question about their salvation and not sure about assurance. Now, at the moment in our Sunday school lesson or our growth groups, we're learning about the protection of God. And tomorrow, Sunday, we are doing Hosea, as we're working through our minor prophets, and we're looking at the protection of God, but the invisible protection of God. Sometimes we may not see his protection, but he is protecting us. And obviously the children of Israel, they sinned. But they were the children of Israel, so God would forgive them. But often sin has a consequence, right? So we see that water has come clean from the inside out. That's pretty clear, right? But here's the test that I want to do. Here's the theory that I have. You see, once saved, always saved, right? How do you explain assurance to kids? So I want to take some more, because once we're saved, it doesn't mean we're never going to sin again. So I'm always going to sin, right? As much as I don't want to, I'm still going to do something wrong, right? So I want to take that, and well, it hasn't spread the same way as it normally does. All right, let's shake that around a bit. It was only 1 drop as opposed to 2 drops, but it didn't make that as dark as it was before. But sin does have a consequence, right? And so sometimes that we talk about Jesus protecting us, or God protecting us, putting his hand over us and protecting us in different things, obviously sometimes there is going to be some consequences. And so sin is we're going to have to, in a sense, have some punishments. Just because we got saved doesn't mean we get out of jail free card. And so just to explain this to kids in a way that, yes, once you're saved, you have God living inside of you who cleanses you from the inside out. When you keep sinning, he keeps cleaning, but you have to keep confessing. And obviously when God took his hand of protection off the children of Israel, what had happened? Well, they weren't really confessing, they were actually following other gods in that time. But we see when they start to get their hearts right with God, when they ask God to come into their life and they change and start following him, what does he do? He cleans them from the inside out. I think this actually works as a great example of assurance of salvation. Just because we sin after saved doesn't mean we can't stand before God. Because look, I put that color in afterwards, and Jesus saved me so I can stand before God. Even though I'm a sinner saved by grace. Isn't that a cool example? I love it when object lessons work. So hopefully this is a blessing to you. Maybe it's something you can use in your class. Maybe you're not teaching about Hosea, which is a really weird passage of scripture, but maybe you are teaching on something else where you can use this illustration. I hope you have a good one.